After over 40 years of frontline intercity service, the age of the high-speed train finally came to an end in December 2019, with the legendary HSTs retired off of both the Great Western and East Coast main lines. Except that wasn't the end after all, because since 1983, there's been a third intercity main line that the HST has called home, the Midland Mainline. And through a mix of a lack of replacement stock as well as a little something called a global pandemic, this particular route has given the Intercity 125s repeated stays of execution. And so finally, almost exactly 2 years after we said farewell to the HSTs out west, the end came for the HSTs in the Midlands in May of 2021. And what better way to honour these legends than with a farewell rail tour from London to Leicester non-stop and back again. When the opportunity presented itself, there was absolutely no way I was going to miss this last dance. One more time with feeling, this is the East Midlands 125 Farewell Tour.
Hello people of the internet, welcome back to my channel. For the first time in far too long, welcome back to another station, another mile. Boy does it feel good to say that again. I am filming this today in mid-May 2021. Do you want to know the last time I was out on the trains before today? September 2020. So the best part of 8 months ago. Boy, how time doesn't fly when you're not having fun in a global pandemic, in lockdown. But I'm back out, got my mask, hand sanitizer, I've got everything here. And my first journey back out on the trains sees me here at St Pancras International, on a glitzy, glamorous station. Just hanging out over here with a few friends of mine. Well, the third wheeling, to be honest. They're more fixated on public displays of affection. You think, well, St Pancras International, it's got to be Eurostar, right? Well, not quite. See, before Eurostar made St Pancras International their home, this place was home to another intercity express train. Not that one though. That they're kind of on the naughty step at the moment, getting certain things fixed. But another legendary kind of intercity high-speed train. One that will be quite familiar to long-time viewers of this channel, and one that has a very special place in my heart. One that we've already said farewell to in terms of their mainline, everyday revenue-earning service out on the Great Western Mainline and on the East Coast Mainline. Today, it's time to complete the trifecta as we say farewell to the high-speed train on the Midland Mainline. And I think it's waiting for us just over there, so let's go.
Welcome aboard, 1 Mike 17, the M21 Frontline Society 125 group, special charter train, the East Midlands 125 farewell, from St Pancras International to Leicester and return, operated by East Midlands Railway.
So folks, here we are. We're aboard the East Midlands 125 Farewell Rail Tour. One of the last times you'll be able to ride a high-speed train on the Midland Mainline. This journey is a special little loop that will go from London St Pancras to Leicester and then back home again. Should be about 4 hours or so. A lovely jaunt on a not very sunny day at all. It's really quite miserable, but who cares? The weather's out there, I'm in here, and as a treat I decided to fulfill a little sort of a bucket list item, I guess. You see, I realised as many times as I've travelled on HSTs, and as much as I love them, I've never travelled on one first class. So, you know, I decided to rectify that today. Why not travel on HSTs one more time when you can travel on HSTs one more time in style? Time to enjoy the ride.
Well, time to settle in, enjoy a complimentary cup of tea and lunch, and enjoy the sights out the window from a route often overlooked by its more glamorous cousins. But although our rail tour today would only be going as far north as Leicester, it would be a flat-out blast there and back, allowing us to experience not only the fabulous scenery that the Midland Mainline does have to offer, but the very thing that made the HSTs famous: comfort, style, and most importantly, speed.
Okay, well, first and most importantly of all, the sun's come out for a bit. Look at that! Actual sunlight coming down from the sky. I can't believe what we're seeing here. It's funny, I'm not going to be doing much talking to camera like this in this episode or on this rail tour, just simply because I kind of want to drink it all in. I'm well aware this could be the very last time I get to do this. Now, this isn't the last scheduled HST service for East Midlands Railway, although it might be. With the current coronavirus situation, they've been kind of understandably reticent of encouraging people to come and spam the HSTs before they go. Plus, some people have been taking advantage of the fact that the windows do open on these trains, which is annoying because I quite like feeling the fresh air on my face in these sort of trains. What I don't do is lean everything up to and including my flipping torso out the window, just asking to be hit over the head with a nearby bridge. There's also been cancellations and rumours that they might pull HSTs from service, so it's all been a bit confusing. And I figured this was probably the best way to guarantee not only one last full ride on a HST on the Midland Mainline, but also with the celebrity power cars. Up the front right now, we've got 43274, which is the only HST power car that will ever be painted into East Midlands Railway's new kind of maroony purple livery. They were due to be retired last year, but they got like a stay of execution for a bit, so they weren't going to be painted into the new livery, because why would you bother? They're going to be retired soon. But they decided to put one into the new livery as a kind of thanks for the years of service and for sticking around longer than you were supposed to. And then pushing us from the rear right now is a very special one. It's 43102, the Journey Shrinker. And it's been put into its original intercity livery from the 1980s. And why is it called the Journey Shrinker? It's the official record holder of the Guinness World Record for the fastest diesel train in the world. 148 miles an hour, and it's the exact power car that set that record. But seeing as it was such a famous power car, and it is the one that officially set the record, they decided to put that one back into its classic, legendary intercity livery. My personal favourite. And it's funny because it always reminds me of, as a kid, obviously I had toy trains, I had model trains, I had the lot. I mean, is any of that really a surprise to you? I think not. But I had like a wooden train set, like the wooden toy trains, like the magnetic couplers and that. And there were two trains that I had in that train set that were very special. One was a Eurostar, funnily enough, seeing that we've just come from St Pancras International, and the other was an in-city liveried HST. I guess I was destined to always love HSTs, wasn't I? It was just in me from birth. I'm going to go and enjoy the rest of the journey. We're coming up on Leicester in, that's a good question actually, about 20 minutes or so. And I'm just going to enjoy the rest of the ride, to be honest. It's very pleasant.
Our tag team of celebrity power cars motored on until in what felt like no time at all, we were pulling into Leicester. Here, there was just about enough time to hop off and get some pictures of our mighty steeds, though it was quite a dash if you wanted to get shots of both power cars at both ends of the train. See, unfortunately, due to the ongoing effects of the pandemic, this rail tour had to be put together fairly last minute and with quite tight scheduling in place. But honestly, the fact we even got to do this in the first place is a minor miracle in itself, to which the organisers, East Midlands Railway, the Branch Line Society and the 125 Group all deserve a big pat on the back for making this happen. And in literally no time at all, we were back on board, heading homewards to London. And knowing this could genuinely be one of the very last times I would get to experience this, I was determined to savour it as much as I possibly could.
Okay, so we're on the run home now. We're not that far from London, I don't think. And as you can probably tell, the intercity 125 train, she's doing 125 miles an hour. And I don't know about you, I will never get fed up with this. See, in other trains, in other high-speed trains, you might be going 125, 140 miles an hour, however fast it is, and not even know. And most of the time on a HST, it's the exact same. In my first class seat, it's smooth and comfortable. And then there's other parts of the HST, like here in the vestibules, where you feel every single mile per hour. You know exactly when you're going top speed in a HST. I don't even know what station that was. I have no idea. We just flew straight through it. The names, the running in boards on the station, just a blur. The power car that's hauling us from the front is called the Journey Shrinker. And it's showing us at least one more time why she earned the name. And you know, perhaps my single favourite thing about the HST is not just the top speed, it's not just the style, it's not just the looks, it's not just the comfort, it's not just the revolutionary design, it's all of that, plus the fact that it's kind of a glamorous working class hero. Yeah, it can do 125 miles an hour and transport passengers in comfort and speed, but it can also do this kind of anywhere, anytime, any place. It's obviously a diesel locomotive, so it doesn't require electric overhead wires or a third rail, and if they're out of order or if something happens to the electrical supply, it's donezo, it can't do anything. It's a miserable day, we're going through rain at the moment, it doesn't matter. We're still flat to the boards. And not only has the HST been able to do all of that, but it has been doing that for the best part of 40 years, non-stop, on so many different places, on so many different lines, including the Midland Mainline like we are right now. And even though I said this after my journey from London to Inverness 2 years ago, and I said it didn't feel like the HSTs were really that old or that past their sell-by date. Nearly 2 years on and it still doesn't feel that way now. This thing is still doing everything it was designed for, everything passengers asked of it and loved it for when it was first introduced in 1976. It's still doing it, and it still could. It is being rescinded and taken out of service, not because it is too old and knackered, it's just a natural passing of time. But if it needed to, it would keep going, and indeed the East Midlands railway sets have been asked to keep going longer than expected. With the pandemic, the replacement trains have been delayed and everything's been thrown out of focus. The HST's just kept on trucking, like it has done for 40 straight years. I just don't know how many times I'm going to get to experience it doing that. I hope this isn't the last time. I mean, I really, really hope this isn't the last time. And of course, we'll still have the cross-country sets for a while. The Castle GWR sets, the short sets, the ScotRail sets, things like that. But I really hope this isn't the last time I get to experience an intercity 125 HST doing exactly what it was built for. I really like HSTs. They are potentially the greatest and most important train Britain has ever seen. And whatever replaces them, whatever has already replaced them, I'm not saying they won't ever be as iconic or build up as much of a legendary reputation as the HSTs, but God, have they got a tough act to follow. I mean, really, a really tough act to follow. Meantime, I don't think we're that far away from getting back home to St Pancras, so nearly there. Last time I do this.